Dun 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 dun. Hold on. You gotta do it.
Self-paced, self-made.
Woo! Woo! It's the Nature Boy.
Welcome back, guys. Welcome back to another episode, part 2 of On the Money.
On the Money, we're back again.
I am New Yusef City. This is my man,
Ray Cash.
Now this episode is where you could either win some or you could
Lose some.
You could. But we don't really lose too much right now.
Nah, we're all about winning.
With that said, let's jump right into the NFL part 2 segment of our show.
Part 2.
Kansas City, your team.
I don't even know if I should partake in this segment.
Do you want to?
No.
Or should I just let you?
I'm just gonna let you.
Should I just let you handle
give
this?
your opinion? Because my opinion is so biased.
It is.
It's amazing. And I don't know if I should put anyone in harm's way of biases. So I'm gonna let New Yusef City take care of this one. I'm Casey all the way, baby.
Kansas City's at home. Arrowhead it's one of the worst places to play at. Indianapolis is walking in there. Andrew Luck is on a 1-game win streak. I don't know if we can call that a win streak.
1 game.
Kansas City is favored by 6.5, a touchdown. But really, is that really a spread that we should be scared by? Andrew Luck is really not showing up.
Defense is stinky.
Their defense is horrible. Their wide receivers are not catching the ball. Their run game is horrendous.
Absolutely horrendous.
And Andrew Luck is like Six Flags roller coaster.
He's wavering. He's wavering in the wind, you guys.
With that said, I'm just going to go on my humble voice and say, Kansas City! Cha-ching! That's on the money, guys.
Now, man, I tell you, first half, a must. Listen up. First half -3, an absolute must. Move around.
That is on the money.
That's on the money.
I like that pick, to be honest. With that said, let's go Cincinnati, Minnesota. This is a big game.
Huge game.
They're actually like rivals.
Huge game.
Cincinnati is undefeated at home.
AP comes back this week.
AP does come back this week.
We never expected not see him for more than a week. He's a machine.
The spread is at an 8 for Cincinnati. That's the one thing I don't like. I think the spread is a little too high right now. I
see where his concern lies. 8 is pretty high, especially for a Minnesota team who typically plays every game competitively.
But they're 0-6 away.
Oh, brutal stat.
Those are stats that I'm giving you wins right now, and I'm giving you losses. Now, you decide what you want to do. Personally, I think Andy Dalton's going to go over there, and he's going to rip him a new butthole. That's just the way I feel.
A new one.
Giovanni Bernard is running good.
Yeah,
AJ Green is catching everything.
Giovanni's absolutely amazing.
Andy Dalton's finally getting back to on step. He was stinking about 2 or 3 weeks ago, but he's starting to make those passes again. And at home, that defense is amazing.
Yeah.
With that said, I'm taking the Bengals with the spread.
I'm taking Bengals, man. I mean, I see no reason why they shouldn't be 2 touchdown winners, especially after such a letdown week before. You know, they have something to play for, a bounce back game. And, you know, it's a game that's set up to lose. But I'm gonna go against Vegas here, and I'm gonna take the Bengals. Absolutely. Let's go Cincy. Let's go Cincy. We need some money.
You know what? I'm just gonna let him look at the team. What's next? I'm gonna sit back because this is my.
So up next we have Denver, Mr. Peyton Manning himself, versus the Texans. Texans, who have been absolutely horrible, the league's worst, I believe. I mean, they can't buy a game. If you could buy a game, they would actually be unable to buy the game. Now, this guy here loves Denver, so hence the cool back mode. Me personally, love Denver. 10-5. Kind of like Denver at 10-5. I mean, lately, Wes Welker's still injured. I don't know what's his status with this whole concussion thing. And, you know, not to downplay the situation here. It's a huge game for Denver. Denver needs this game. I see them coming out strong. Bounce back game for Peyton Manning. He loves these predicaments. He loves to be cornered in these places where people expect him to fail. And, you know, he shows up. He shows up for the most part. I mean, I don't see Bill Belichick and Tom Brady across the field, so I have no problem with going Peyton 10.5. That's on the money. Take Denver on the money. They win by 2 touchdowns.
Listen, just because Welk is injured right now doesn't mean anything.
No, those guys step up.
Peyton Manning, he doesn't like losses.
Those guys step up.
Especially at home.
Absolutely.
You understand that?
I do understand that.
John Elway
Do you understand that?
John Elway spoke to him on the side and he said, listen, this is not what our organization is about.
Mm-hmm.
We brought you here to win. And you know what Peyton said?
What was that?
This week we're going to win.
That's on the money.
Guys, take Denver.
Cash out.
It's only 10.
Cash out.
If you want, take it for the first half. Those guys are throwing that football. Caldwell's catching right now.
This guy is learning. He's learning on the fly.
Demarius Thomas is catching right now. Julius Thomas is healthy. Everybody's clicking.
He's learning
Our
on the fly.
offense is good. Our defense is starting to get back to where we know. Last week we had a stinky game against San Diego, but guess what?
That's enough. That's enough of that.
That's it. Next
I
week.
want this. I want you guys to know the most important part of that was Denver first half is an absolute lock. These guys absolutely torch first quarters, first halves. Amazing.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
I like it. Jacksonville versus Tennessee. Now, does anybody really want to watch this game? Probably not.
I do.
But Jacksonville's at home, which means, well, they're at home. 1-6 at home. Tennessee is 3-4 away, guys.
Stinky game.
The spread is 4 for Tennessee favored. To be honest,
I'm taking Jacksonville.
Jacksonville just happens to cover the spread all the time.
You guys, Tennessee had a brutal game. If you guys remember that game against Arizona. Brutal. Where they thought they won, then they lost. Then they thought they won again, but in reality they lost. And, you know, those type of games just kill teams.
Fitzpatrick is shaky.
Very shaky.
Fitzpatrick is so shaky.
Almost borderline Parkinson's disease.
He kind of reminds me, I hate to say this, you know what, I'm not even going to disrespect him. But this year alone, he reminds me of Eli. He's throwing up interceptions like he's at the bar, taking shots.
Insult Eli.
Hey, I'm just saying, who has one of the most interceptions in the league right now?
Yeah, right.
All right, he's throwing up like he took 20 shots at the bar right now.
Jacksonville.
Take Jacksonville.
Jacksonville.
Guys. The spread, they cover it all the time magically. Who knows? Just take them.
This next game
is a tricky one.
Very tricky outside looking in. Here's the thing. Arizona plays well. They play tough. They have a decent quarterback in Carson Palmer.
Great defense.
Defense is great. They get after the quarterback.
They got a lot of interceptions too, guys.
Here's the thing, though. One thing unaccounted for is that 12th man.
That 12th man.
Nobody goes into Seattle and leaves that place without a couple of scars.
They do. And Carson Palmer is not ready.
No. He's not ready for those corners and safeties.
Can you picture Carson Palmer yelling at his wide receivers these audibles?
I
can't.
I tell you.
I can't.
It's to a point where that was a 10.5?
10.5.
Oh God. I mean,
the line opened up at 9.5. Everybody's obviously taking Seattle. They know what's going down. The spread even went up to 10.5.
You gotta take Seattle at home.
You can still take Seattle at home.
I mean, you guys told me when's the last time Seattle's lost at home.
Larry Fitzgerald, I'm not sure if he's even playing. He's probably still concussed from that onside kick.
Concussion.
Which was idiotic, if you ask me. Don't put your best wide receiver to catch.
Here's the thing. Let's get the hands teams on the field. Hands teams comes on the field and
they don't catch it.
Okay.
Never mind.
Moving on.
Seattle, guys. Take it now. Take it go. Let's go. Guys, next game. This one here. I have to say I like it. Why? Because it's such a bad game that it's going to be good. Detroit versus New York Giants. Detroit's at home. Detroit is on a 2-game losing streak. I was favoring them last week.
He was. Actually, he made me lose money last week.
I did.
And not made as he put a gun to my head and said, take Detroit.
Listen, you
but
gotta
actually did put a gun to my head. But anyway, that being said, I'm taking
right now,
Detroit against the Giants at any number. I mean, there's no number I think they could have possibly put together to get me off of that bet.
I'm not sure who's throwing the ball right now. I don't think they're going to throw Eli back there. But if they do, beware. Because they got some killers on that line. And what did I say? At home, those line is crazy. Well, with that said, that's my shaky. 9.5, Detroit is going to kill Eli Manning and the Giants.
Let me remind you guys, no Victor Cruz, big loss for the Giants. I mean, now with this Ruben Randall step into that first receiver slot, I'm not sure. Victor Cruz is huge. He's out for the year with surgery. I'm gonna